Hey y'all, I'm Carolina Tony. Today the road brings me back to Brevard, North Carolina, and I am here at the Transylvania Heritage Museum. There's something very special inside. You know, back in the 1950s and 60s, it was the atomic age. And the atomic age not only brought us TV dinners, and it's dinners on aluminum tray, they brought us also aluminum Christmas trees. And there are over 20 in here. And this year there's a special because it is Disney's anniversary. So they have some Disney anniversary trees inside. And we're gonna go inside and take a look right after this station identification. Room is dedicated to Walt Disney. There are trees that are decorated with all types of Disney ornaments. And here's something that's very interesting. Disney World opened on October the 1st, 1971. Only 10,000 people showed up. Well, back then that was a lot of people, but now thousands and thousands, 50,000 people show up every day. Back then you could get into Disney World for $3.50. And when you did, you get a coupon book. And there are the coupons right there where you could ride the rides. Wow, look at the prices. A ticket cost was 10 cents, a B ticket 25, and a C ticket 50, and a D 75. Wow, cheap prices. Here is a photograph of the very first man and his son that entered the gates at Disney World back in 1971. Boy, it has changed a lot now. There is the contemporary that the monorail runs through. And there are some of the festivities going on right on Main Street in Disney World back in 1971. Lots of Disney stuff. 25-year collector plates. Are some postcards of the various things at Disney World. Here is a collection of Disney Pez dispensers. The Cinderella tree. Most of the trees in this museum are owned by a man named Stephen Jackson. He's collected aluminum trees from all over the place. In the Transylvania Heritage Museum, they put them here for display. They have over 25 volunteers that helps puts this thing together. Back in 1991, Jackson was living in Charlotte, and somebody gave him an old raggedy aluminum tree, and that sparked something, and he just started collecting these aluminum trees from garbage heaps and attics and under houses and storage rooms. And he just put them all together, and he had a party and invited all his guests to bring the most aesthetically challenged ornaments they could find. And then it just led on from there, and it has grown into something big. The trees in this room have the shiny bright ornaments on it. The shiny bright ornaments are very thin glass, crafted ever so gently with very thin glass and aluminum metal caps that would hold them onto the aluminum trees. I was told during World War II they couldn't get the aluminum, so they had the paper hangers like right there. The space age was launched on October the 4th, 1957 with the Soviet Union's Sputnik, the world's first artificial satellite. The influence of the space age was demonstrated the following year in December 1958 by the development of the first aluminum Christmas tree. At the aluminum specialty company, toy sales manager Tom Cannon noticed a small, homemade, all-metal tree used as a display at Ben Franklin 5 and Dime in Chicago, Illinois. The design department sprang into action. By Christmas of 1959. They offered the very first all-aluminum Christmas tree to a somewhat confused public. The idea took off by 1960. The company never advertised the tree as artificial, but rather insisted that they were simply a permanent tree. Almost as quickly as the popularity soared, the public interest in trees started to fade. They would soon be declared a symbol of crass commercialism of Christmas, and when the first airing of A Charlie Brown of Christmas appeared on CBS in 1965, the buying public seemed to take to heart Charlie Brown's refusal of artificial tree. And by 1968, most companies no longer listed them in their catalogs. At the Appalachian Heritage Museum, sure, we've got to have a moonshine still decorated with Christmas lights. It's hard to get your Christmas on without a sip or two, right?
Most of them do. Some of them don't. We try to. Now this tree needs work. We're going to work on that.
A lot of folks wonder where these trees come from, but I happen to have it on very good authority. This is what happens, that you actually purchase these Adam seeds, and then you plant them in a little pot, and a little twig comes up, and one thing leads to another, that leads to another, and leads to a aluminum Christmas tree. Here in the North Carolina mountains, in a secret remote farm laboratory, they do a lot of experimenting on trying to get these trees to grow just ever so perfectly.
So for a while they had very whimsical things. They asked people.
Okay, I hope you have enjoyed our trip here to Brevard, North Carolina, to the Appalachian Heritage Museum to see the atomic Christmas trees. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give me a big old thumbs up. Be sure to share it with your family and friends. But until next time, y'all have a Merry Christmas, and hey, have a good day.